Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, a good one to kick off the year on Sunday Night Primetime. It's the Washington Commanders and our home team on Sunday Night Primetime. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. It is for real. Season begins here. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Here's a first carry for their running back, and he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Dayon Henley there on the tackle.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. He'll air it out down the middle. That's incomplete. Daring Paul on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on downs.
Coaches love to come out early in the game and establish a very aggressive approach. But I'm just not sure, Mike, if at this point in the game they needed to make this decision. I'm going to be very curious to see, does this come back later in the game to bite them?
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and a yard.
Tag! Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Drop 50, spot low 18, Mustang 19.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Flush to his right. He's got it at about the 8. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
That's good.
70,
Washington. 1st and goal. Washington.
60, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 18, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 30.
Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And he will wisely just get rid of this one and set up 2nd and goal.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Another shot from the one on second and goal.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. A second effort, and he is in. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Commanders. The dual threat of the quarterback. When you have one that can run, why not use him, especially down here, Greg? And they punch it in for the touchdown.
There's nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than down here near the goal line when he can call his own number. And in this case, that's exactly what he does, and he's able to take it in himself.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. No problem with the footing. The kick is good. And the Commanders have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
At their own 29-yard line.
Let's go.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll look to throw. Back to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I've been around certain quarterbacks, Mike, that love throwing the ball in the rain, and other quarterbacks who were very uncomfortable. It looks like this one kind of got out of his hand, a little wonky, and that ball gets away from you just enough. It's going to end up falling into the wrong hands and go the other way.
Now pass deep for McLaurin. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. It's fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
Cowboy 80. Top 50. Mustang Bronco 80. Go.
Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And this one is caught by Pierce. And he's in. Alec Pierce. Touchdown, Washington.
But I think these guys are ready for week one to get started. I mean, we see teams kind of limp their way into the regular season, and they don't find their form until a couple weeks in. But they didn't play a ton in the preseason, but that's 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. And let's all say, what the heck does the preseason even mean?
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And a much more positive run here. That one good for 10, but it's still going to leave him with a third down coming up.
A gain of 10 makes it third.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll get this one out to his fullback. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, bring up a fresh set of downs.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 7.
36-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's third down coming up.
3rd and 1.
They'll let the fullback try to push the punt. Oh, he's trying to use the big frame to push forward. But I don't think he's going to get there. He's held up at the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he is going to have a Jets first down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on that 4th and inches. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
A handoff as they try to run it here. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Here comes 3rd and 6.
Ready? 60 Eagles.
On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from the April draft. And he's going to go backwards again. The defense coming up big, forcing 4th down.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Ready?
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down.
Cougar 19. Here we go. Here we go. 60 Vice. Trap 60. Trap 60.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And is open middle of the field. It is caught. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Handoff here, up the middle. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. It's the Commanders with the early lead. More from the International Series in London after this. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back tosses. Now it's 3rd down.
And what started out as a promising drive, now they find themselves in 3rd and long. After being stuffed for a loss on 1st down with that ground game, they came right back to it, trying to make up some of those lost yards. The defense was having none of it. 3rd and long.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. That one is good. And the Jets get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot. Your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here able to put that one through.
And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line.
36-yard line.
Ready, set.
1st and 10 now from the 36.
70. Dragon, Cowboy 80. Come on, 19 tight.
Now Daniels. That is caught downfield by Pierce. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Washington first down. It's a gain of 20. And the Washington first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. That one complete to Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down. Daniels now going to look to throw. That one complete to Jalen Lane. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Commanders first down.
Panther 11, 19 Lion. Mustang 19.
Throwing again. Daniels. Well, cover on the sideline, and it's intercepted. And the Jets are going to have it here as they'll start from their own 7.
The Jets take over.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception. But in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From his own end zone, he'll set up to throw. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deion Henley. We saw it earlier, the defense on the quarterback with the earlier interception. And now, Greg, not only do they pick him, they turn it into a pick 6.
And, Mike, the reality is this has just been a bad first half throwing the football. I mean, not only is it a second interception, but this time the defense gets their hands on the ball, and they're able to take it all the way back for the pick 6.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And that's well done by the kicking team. He's only able to make it past the 15-yard line.
16-yard line.
Drive will start on the ground. Up the sideline, past the 30. And it'll be marked out up at the 34-yard line. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a 1st down. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
A run now on 2nd down. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
3rd and 10. Out of the gun, he'll throw. This one down the field, but will wind up incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs.
You know, I think there's certain times, Mike, throughout the game that call for a very aggressive style of play. I'm just not quite sure this was one of those situations, but I guess we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the game.
18, 7-5, top 19.
To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Lane. He's got it. And they'll move it down to the 11-yard line. He's out of bounds there. They'll pick up 23 on that one. First down, Washington.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Commanders' first down.
65 catch, 19 Lions.
To throw is Daniels. Rolling right. Taking off. And he's out of bounds after a pickup of 3.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
And he'll take this one in. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Commanders. Bates now for the extra point. Through the rain, the kick is good. The Commanders stretch it out, leading now by the score of 28-3. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over.
24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Come on, set. Hawk 70, Hawk 19. We're going to do some
They'll turn and hand this one off. And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short.
Unlock Lion, unlock Lion.
Now a give on the ground, and he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
At the 31-yard line.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. On the run to the right. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. He'll drop to throw. This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And this is going to backfire in a big way. Going for it on their own side of midfield, but they turn it over on downs.
Cougar Knights tracking 60. Top 2. 70.
On 1st down, Daniels. He's got it inside the 5. He's in. Harry McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Commanders will add one more onto their big lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Number 6.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second.
Back to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first down.
At the 47-yard line.
They'll look to throw. Open man, the tight end, straight down the field. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
First down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back to the air one more time. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. They'll look to throw again. That's to the right side, and incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
70, my man. 18, Pioneer. 70 Ray, Dragon, Count, Panther 11, Panther 11.
Daniels now on 1st down. Now pass deep for McLaurin. That is brought in. And he will take this one in. 90 yards. Touchdown, Washington. Here's Bates for the extra point. No problem with the footing. The kick is good. The Commanders add on to their already sizable lead.
Jets 3.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Dragon 60. Let's go now. Take over.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's complete. It's Arian Smith. He'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Out to his right. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he will be out of bounds right around the 35.
28 yards.
They'll come up here 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10.
Now, faking the give. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Now timeout, Jets. It'll be their second. Clock will stop. 18 seconds to go in the first half.
The 41-yard line.
Here we go, set. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Set up.
Now they'll set up to throw. That one down the field, but they cannot connect. And it's incomplete. Adonai Mitchell, the intended target. And it's going to be third down.
16.
Trap 60, trap 60, trap all 80.
Throwing now from the gun. That's the fourth time tonight he's been intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on fourth down.
And that's what you call an inexcusable mistake. Sometimes you just have to understand there's no play to be made, no matter how hard you try. There's a fine line between being aggressive and being reckless. You just can't put the ball in harm's way.
Buffalo 18. Viking 18. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. Now pass deep for McLaurin. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. They'll return this from the 11. And this will work out quite well. They'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. He's going to look downfield once again. He's got it! And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. A big one there to start the second half. 56 yards. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That one complete. It's Keaton Mitchell. And he's out of bounds after a pickup of 3.
He's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Here's 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. Moving to his left. Oh, he tried to throw it back across his body, but it's intercepted. That's the safety, Andre Cisco.
These second half red zone opportunities are critical, Mike. I mean, you're not going to score every single time you get down here, but it feels like at this point in the game, this might be my last chance to get this deep. You've got to make the most of those limited opportunities. At least come away with 3. You're hoping for 6, but in this case, you come away with 0. And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
Throwing again from his own end zone. And that'll help him get out of danger. Out of bounds. Up at the 15-yard line. A pickup there of 13. Good for a Jets first down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
Johnny Newton on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 21-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with 1st and goal.
19, let's go. 19 tight. 19, Rams on leading. 18, Dragons. 7 Pirates. Warriors 17. Steady, ready?
From the shotgun, it's Daniel. He's got it at the 3. And he will score again. Perry, the flourish. Touchdown, Washington. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop.
At their own 22-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Up the middle they go. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. So 2nd down, and they'll run it. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line.
22-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 9.
It is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Throw right side, pulled in by Mitchell. And he couldn't get free along the sideline. He's out of bounds, no gain, and it sets up 4th down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3 and out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. That one caught by Smith. He's going to have the Jets 1st down. Going to have it by plenty. Huge gainer on 4th down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30.
He'll drop to throw. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the 1st half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the 2nd half and try to gain some momentum. Figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Red zone now. He'll drop to throw. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down. They'll look to throw yet again. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's got his fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out.
You can see the relief on his face. He gets up and he goes, you know, I got away with one there. I was a little loose with the ball, and fortunately for the ball carrier, he was close enough to the sideline that he gets a friendly bounce. You're not always going to be that lucky. You have to protect.
And he barrels his way into the end zone. Carson Steele. Touchdown, Jets. Well, they get on the board. That pads the individual stats. Makes mom and dad happy, but Greg, we have seen stranger things. You never know.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing right now, Mike, aside from the scoreboard, oftentimes in the NFL, you learn more about your team in moments like this than you do when everything's going well. So I think this coach is paying real close attention to which one of his guys are going to continue to fight.
Maybe they're starting to count how many possessions do I have left. They're going to try to get another one with an onside kick here. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
On first down, Daniels. Now pass deep for McLaurin. That is hard. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Daniels now going to look to throw. He pulls it in around the 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
The sideline erupted. They thought that was an easy 6, but instead, it was nothing but disappointment. I mean, that is a gut-wrenching missed opportunity for the offense, and he has his head down just in disbelief.
Third and goal. It's Daniels. Oh, man, left wide open. Good play design there. Touchdown, Commanders. Bates now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Commander stretch things out even further.
Commanders 56, Jets 10.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield.
At their own 46-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
And once he got his head around, he realized he was in danger. I mean, luckily, he was able to get rid of that ball before it turned into a negative play.
Back to the air again on second and 10. To the left side and taken in by Smith. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of 9. They'll go about trying to convert on third down. He's down right at the 40, but that is good enough to move the chains. First down. Back to throw. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, take it back to the other side of midfield.
A 15-yard loss brings up third down.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Now a deep ball for Mitchell. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. And they forced fourth down.
So here in the second half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points. But really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play. It stresses your offensive line. It stresses your quarterback. It stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this half.
Daniels now on first down. And this one is caught by Pierce. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
19 tight. Turn 19.
A gain of 21 yards.
Now Daniels throwing on first and 10. That one, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
Here's a shot toward the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now third and 10.
Panther 11.
Throwing again, Daniels. That one incomplete. Humphrey outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
A gutsy call, but they pay it off. It's a gain of 17.
60 Maverick. 19. Turn 19.
8-yard line.
Even in the air, here's Daniels. And he'll take it on in. Jalen Lane. Touchdown, Washington. Here's Bates for the extra point. He knocks it through. The Commanders will extend this third quarter lead. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
26-yard line.
Putting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
On second down, they'll run. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. He gets this complete to Mitchell. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40-yard line. They get 14 on that hookup. And the Jets have a first down.
At the 40-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. And more of the same. Another interception. Picked off by Mikey Sainristil. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you jump the playbook, you let it.
Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. Oh, looking end zone, but it is out of the reach of the receiver and incomplete. 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Perry, Lawrence, touchdown Commanders. What a night he's having. That's 4 touchdowns in this game alone. They continue to add points. Greg, very interesting here. They are just rolling up the score even though we're in the 4th.
No doubt, Mike. I mean, this offensive play caller has no let-up. I mean, he's going to see how many points can I put on this scoreboard before that clock runs out.
This one taken at the 7. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
23-yard line.
Run on 1st down. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now a give up the middle. Took that one outside, waiting for that cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. It was Jalen Watson who got the arm in there to break that one up.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
He's going to look for the home run ball. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Going to give the ball over on down.
Ready? Mustang 19. Ready? 18, cut 19. Cut 19. Cut 19.
On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. And he overshot his man. Out of the end zone, that one's incomplete. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
18, 7-5. 18, cut 19 tight. 19 tight. Go.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That one complete to Pierce. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the 1st down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
Buffalo 18. Dragon 60. 18. Radley 18.
3rd and short, and it's Daniels. That is hot back corner of the end zone. Perry Touchdown, Commanders. He is having a performance to remember. That is 5 touchdowns for him in this one game. Bates now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Commanders will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
To the ground, a first down run. To the 45. Still going. And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 77 yards. Touchdown, Jets. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game.
77. Jets 17.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken around the 11. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
Will take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready?
To throw is Daniels on first and 10. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
It's second down.
Throwing on second down. Daniels. Now pass deep for McLaurin. He's got it. And he's going to take this one all the way. 83 yards. Touchdown, Washington. With that, he joins Gale Sayers and Alvin Kamara, players in the Super Bowl era with 6 touchdowns in a single game. Here's Bates for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Commanders tack on one more to their lead.
Commanders 84. Jets 17.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. Open man, the tight end, straight down the field. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
It's first down, and they'll run. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
45-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
He'll look to throw. Forced to his right. So just under 2 minutes here in this one. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. Picked off by Trey Amos. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Setting up, Buffalo 18. Trap 60, trap 60.
On 1st down, Daniels. Moving outside the pocket. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he will have the 1st down. Even with 3 timeouts on the other side, they're going to be able to run this baby all the way down. That's in the end zone and intercepted. That's the safety, Andre Cisco. And a nice return here as well. He is out of bounds near the 40.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. This one batted away. Good coverage there. It's incomplete. It was Jalen Watson who got the arm in there to break that one up.
And while this one is all but over, these guys aren't going to let up one bit. They have a lot of pride in their performance, Mike. And just because they had this big lead, they're not going to give you anything easy here down the stretch.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
It's 3rd and 10.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. Throw over the middle, looked in by Mitchell. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. It comes with 36 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight. They continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
60 Eagles, go!
He'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down. The coverage right there. And it's knocked away. Incomplete.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 4th down.
19 tight, 19 tight.
They'll throw out of the gun. He's going to take a shot down the field. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Going up top. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that